What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Jess. Welcome back to another episode of The Golden Hour. Now, they are not obviously all going to be an hour long, but they'll range. Sometimes they'll be about 30 minutes, sometimes they'll be about 40, sometimes they'll be an hour and a half, sometimes they might be 3. I don't know what the hell is going to be happening during these episodes, but this is something I want to do Monday through Friday. And hopefully this is something that you guys will be enjoying. I'm going to try to have these 9 p.m. Eastern. The latest is 11. But I'll try my best at 9 p.m. Eastern while just going ahead and talk about, random things, whether it be life experience or current events and stuff like that. So it's not always going to be Madden related or video game related or sports related and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. Now, some people are asking me to put this in a like an iTunes form kind of thing, which I definitely want to do, but do understand I don't make any revenue on iTunes or anything like that, unless I think you can like charge like stuff like that, but obviously I wouldn't do that. But once I do figure out how to put them on iTunes, I probably will do that maybe a day after it's already been on YouTube. And you guys can just sit back and listen to episodes and stuff like that. So I already have a few guests lined up that have agreed to talk with me. I know Rex is highly requested. A lot of people are trying to see if I can go on ahead and get Rex aboard. And he already agreed. We just got to go on ahead and set up a time so we can go on ahead and make that happen. Hopefully I can do that this weekend. And I already have in mind some really good questions I want to go on ahead and ask him. Also, I have Yo Mama had agreed as well. I also have Joke, who is my favorite Madden competitive player. I've also reached out to some other competitive players. I'm going to see if I can branch out and get other people from different communities. I for the most part, I have a little foot in the door with some people in other communities. Like I know some people in the fighting community. I'm cool with some folks in like just different communities, whether it be MLB, whether it be 2K, whether it be fighting, whether it be just a whole bunch of other people. I'm gonna see if I can get EDP on as well. I'm also trying to see if I can get DNA the battle rapper on as well. He is one of my favorite battle rappers, and he follows me on Twitter. So I'm going to see if I can go on ahead and take some of his time up. So, I really want to try and have this, experience for you guys with different material, not just all, Madden related. Because I can sit here and have a Madden, personality each and every single day. And but I want to get different. I want to have a girl gamer. I want to get their point of view on things. I want to talk to people in the 2K community, NHL community, MLB, people that stream, speed runners, all that fun stuff. So hopefully that is something that you guys are excited about. So obviously by the time I'm recording this, it's about 7 p.m. and the Celtics and the Cavaliers are playing tonight. Now, I definitely have the Cavaliers winning fairly easily. Is it today or is it tomorrow? I believe it's today at 8:30. Yeah, it's game 5 is today. So one thing that really made me get the thinking is when Isiah Thomas went down, right? And it's not a secret as of who's the best player, right? Isiah Thomas is a monster. Now, I was very heavily invested in FanDuel earlier this year, and I made a killing. Like when I finally realized what I was doing, I made a killing. I was giving my lineups out to my subscribers on Twitch, and we were winning hundreds. There were days where I won over $1,000. There was, I think I won like 3,000 in like a week span, and I was like, I really got into it. A lot of people asked me, am I going to do it for football? Am I going to do it for baseball? And to me, basketball is just a little easier to predict on what's going to happen. If you got a high-paced team such as the Rockets and you got Milwaukee going up against the Rockets, then you want to try and target those players because, Houston is a fast-paced team. Phoenix is a fast-paced team. The Lakers are a fast-paced team with not the best interior, so you kind of want to target, guys, and there's matchups and things like that. To me, it's just easier to do that in basketball, football. And, of course, there's probably people that would disagree and think, other sports are easier. But for me, basketball. But anyways, I was watching a lot of basketball. Right? The most basketball I've ever watched. Every single day I'm watching these games. And I would sit there and I watched a lot of Celtics games because I had Isiah Thomas a handful of times. And I would sit there and I watch and I was like, you know what? This little guy he's really, really good. He's really, really good. But the injury, I just said all that to basically say that he's good, right? Something we all know. He's very good. But when he got injured and he missed the rest of the playoffs, and then we already figured they were done, right? At that point, they're down 2-0. They got absolutely destroyed with Isiah Thomas. You remove him from the equation, and now you think, oh my, he has absolutely no chance whatsoever. I mean, not he, they have absolutely no. It wasn't looking good for them anyways. Most people, I'm pretty sure, predicted a sweep, maybe 5 with Isiah Thomas, right? And I'm sure when you found out he was gone, it's like, okay, then it's not even going to be close. And they end up winning a game. And not only do they end up winning a game, they end up looking really, really good. And then the last game where they were up, they had a big lead. Cleveland does come back. LeBron was in foul trouble. Kyrie Irving sets a career high in playoff points with, I believe, 42 or 43. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe 42. But nonetheless, he sets a career high in playoff points, and LeBron absolutely goes off the second half. Finished with an incredible game. But they were down. They were down a lot. And then you sit down and you think and you watch. You're like, this team is playing so much better without Isiah Thomas. And you'd figure, why is that? He's obviously the captain of the squad. He's obviously their go-to player. He's obviously their biggest offensive threat. And they just play better without him. Now, they have the first overall pick back from when they did the trade with the Nets for, KG, Pearson, all that stuff. And now they have the first overall pick of the NBA draft. And Boston was to be, there's like, okay, what are they going to do with their draft pick, right? Either they can go on ahead and they can select. Now, I don't watch college basketball at all, so I can't sit here and tell you who I think they should take, who would really fit them well and all that stuff. I watch no college sports at all, so I don't know that. So I'm just going to go by, what I hear from, social media or what I see when I watch like ESPN and all these other shows and they break down and what they should do. Majority of the people should, would say that Lonzo Ball is a no-go, right? He's a point guard. You already have Isiah Thomas. So that's why it's like LA should be clear to go to draft him at number 2. But now when you take a look, and also we got some big free agents or, some people they can trade for. You got Hayward. You have Paul George that people are thinking that they can try and get to Boston. And now it's like they have the first overall draft pick, and they are looking really good without Isiah Thomas. And you have to figure that it just makes them better defensively, right? You have Smart, you have Bradley out there. Celtics have an amazing backcourt. Well, let me not say amazing. It's not like Steph and Clay or anything like that. But their backcourt is young. It's good. They got a lot of young talent. They have a lot of young talent. Crowder, I think, is very good. When I was watching his Boston team, I would sit there and I watched like Jaylen Brown. He has his moments, but he's pretty good. He's obviously young, but I see potential there. Smart is a very good defender. Bradley's pretty good. He was injured most of the year, but now that he's playing, he's pretty good. And if you remove Isiah Thomas from there, let's say you get Lonzo Ball. Let's say you can get a Hayward. Now, I think that team looks pretty good. Now, you do have to keep in mind that the Celtics are going to go on ahead and have to deal with LeBron for the next 2 or 3 years, however long he's going to remain this dominant. I believe he's 32, might be 33 by now, but I'm not sure. But he's getting older, even though he's getting better somehow, some way. But, that's obviously their main objective, right? It's like you have to try and worry about getting past them. You can't make it to the finals without getting past Cleveland. Just like I remember in the NFL where Reggie Bush Reggie Bush was like the big collegiate star, right? Reggie Bush was everything at USC. Reggie Bush was a monster running back, great kick returner, guy who can catch out of the backfield. He did it all, right? And he was for sure thought to be the number one pick by the Texans. Who does the Texans go? They go and get Mario Williams. And at that point, you figure, why would they pass on Reggie Bush, who has the potential to be absolutely disgusting? He can do it all. You can line him up at wide receiver. He can go on ahead and make guys miss. He's so fast. He's so agile. He's just explosive. He can even return. And I remember, I don't know exactly where I heard it from, but I remember somebody saying one of their reasons for going with Mario Williams is that you have to remember who's in their division. They have to deal with Peyton Manning. They have to try and deal with one of the best quarterbacks in the world. How do you deal with Peyton Manning? You get a Mario Williams. Mario Williams is going to help try and bring pressure to Peyton Manning back when he was with the Colts. And that is why they went ahead and did that. So it's like, okay, I kind of makes sense, even though I thought Reggie Bush was probably going to be the clear-cut go-to guy, right? Because he was, in college, again, he was so monstrous. But in the AFC South, you have to worry about Peyton Manning. So they go on ahead and get Mario Williams, which for that reason, when I heard that, I was like, okay, I can get behind that. I understand. You got to go on ahead and you got to get you got to try and deal with Peyton Manning before you could even think about winning Super Bowls and stuff like that. You got to try and get out of the conference first. And the thing with the Celtics is, they got to try and their window is small. It's not like they have. Like, Al Horford probably is going to be leaving soon. He doesn't have much time left. They have a very good young backcourt. They got some playmakers and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see. In my opinion, trade Isiah Thomas. He got to go. He got to go. The little nigga got to go. You got to do something with him. He has to go. You see what they're doing out there when they play in Cleveland, man. You see what the type of numbers they putting up. They balling out there without Isiah Thomas, man. And who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Who would have thought that they're going to be out here balling without him, man? They put up numbers without him, man. My boy Marcus Smart just banging 7 for 10 for threes, 7 for 10, barely missing. He ain't game-winning shots. That doesn't happen with Isiah Thomas, man. He's a liability out there on defense, man. He's 5'3". What are you going to do with somebody 5'3"? You can't do nothing with him, man. He's a liability out there. Yeah, he's a good scorer. He's phenomenal for his size. Let's call it what it is. It is. This is why whenever we bring up players, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, when I got into basketball, I kind of missed the Jordan era, right? I was kind of young, and I wasn't really into basketball the way I am when I got older. So when Jordan was in his prime, I just wasn't into basketball like that. So I was just young. I just didn't know. And when I really understood everything about basketball, he was gone. But the greatest basketball talent I have ever seen, talent-wise, and I'm talking about most skillful, is Allen Iverson. And the reason why I say this is that Allen Iverson is 6'0". You go on ahead and you call him 6'1" if you want to be generous, but most people said he might not even be 6 feet. You know how difficult it is to score being 6 foot when you got shooting guards that are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", when you got small forwards that are going from 6'7" to 6'9", 6'10", you got power forwards that are 6'10", you got centers that are 6'10" all the way up to 7'2", 7'3" on average. You have to be extremely skilled to score when you're that little. A big man, it doesn't take much skill. It doesn't. That's why when you see a real big man with skill, they dominate. Like, you look at my boy Cat. My boy Cat's a beast. My boy Cat can do it all. Not a single center I'm taking over this NBA right now over Cat. I take Cat over everybody. There are some people that I do think have the skill to be really, really, really good. I think Embiid And I'm knocking on wood, man, because that guy is so exciting to watch play. I'm hoping for a healthy career for him. I sat there and I would watch Sixer games, and I would watch Embiid, and that kid is so fun to watch. I think Whiteside is amazing. Obviously, you have Cousins, you have AD out there, but I take Cat over everybody. But anyways, you know, a big man, it doesn't take much skill, right? If you're 6'10", you're probably going to be dominating in high school because there's nobody that, you know, being that tall, it's rare. You don't have that many, you know, there's 30 million people around this earth walking at 6'4" and under. There's probably 1,000 people walking at like 6'10". It's not many of them. And half of them are related to Shaq. Shaq is tall as almighty hell. His son was born at 5'8". So Shaq is just a big, greasy bastard. He's big. He's just a monster. Shaq is so powerful and dominant, man. That man's a beast. But you know, when you're in high school, you know, let's be honest, man. If I was 6'10", I would be averaging 35 points a game in high school, man. There was nobody tall in my high school, man. Our center was like 6'4", 6'5". You know, you got 6'10", they got the easy path, man. They got the easy path. When you think about it, there's a lot of bum big men out there in the world that make it to the NBA because they're tall, so they're able to dominate in college. They're able to do, well, not dominate, but they're able to do pretty well. There's one thing that my coach always said when I was playing for high school. And if I was 6'4", I know for a fact I would have played college ball. Nothing crazy. I wouldn't have went D1 or anything like that. I just wasn't that skillful, but I was pretty good. I'm 6'1" at the most. But if I had a few more inches on me, I think I would have been good enough to maybe play, you know, small college somewhere. But I'm positive I would have been able to play. I'm just too small at 6'4". In order to be really good, you have to be like beyond gifted. You know what I mean? So that's why when I think of Iverson, it's like in order to score 30 points, you know how difficult it is for Iverson to score 30 points compared to somebody like Duncan, when you just turn around and you shoot little jump hooks all day. You shoot little 12-foot jump shots. Now, Duncan is a monster, one of the greatest power forwards, if not the greatest power forward of all time. But let's be honest, let's call a spade, a strike. Tim Duncan was a little goofy as the big fundamental. Was out there looking goofy as almighty hell. Razor bumps for days. Looks like this man was still shaving with a rock. This man will stand there and put up numbers quietly every single day because he's just sitting there kissing the glass, little 14-foot jump shots because he's so damn tall. He's so damn lengthy. That man can tie his shoes standing up. That man is as tall as almighty hell. So all this just going with back to Isiah. He's little, so I understand how skilled he is at the game of basketball. In order for that little midget bastard to score the amount of points he does, considering everybody is towering over him in height, takes a lot of skill. He might not be able to ride a roller coaster at Disney. He might not be able to purchase a drink without getting carded. But that little bastard can score. And he can score a lot. And he's very skillful. But how good can he be defensively? How can he deal with a Kyrie Irving? When now, not only is Kyrie one of the best finishers in the game, not only is he one of the best drivers in the game, not only can he create his own shot and attack the basket as few point guards can, he now has the ability to just post up on you. He now has the ability to just easily out-strengthen you. And that just makes it even more difficult to deal with. And that's just every point guard in the league. That's, you know, him dealing with John Wall, him dealing with CP3, him dealing with everybody. It doesn't matter. He's little. Say he's got to go. Think his contract is coming up, or I heard something about him making $200 million or something like that. You can go on ahead and you can get Lonzo Ball for like $6 million. You can then go on ahead and go after that white goofy bastard from Utah who's a beast. And now you're working with something. Man. It's just a lot of things that Danny Ainge has to try and do. Me sitting back as a casual fan, I'm just sitting back looking like this team is pretty damn good without Isiah. They're pretty damn good. And they got some really good players over there. They have some good guards. They're just really, really good. Now, they don't have anybody that's overly monstrous. Maybe Horford, depending on when you catch him. Depending on what day you catch Horford, Horford can put up numbers. But he's not. He's a small five. You know, he's not that dominant of a center that's gonna. He's not a Dwight Howard who is gonna go on ahead and dominate the paint and give you. Yeah, he'll put up numbers, but it depends. You know, he's iffy. You know, when he's on, he's putting up serious numbers. But there's certain days where you forget he's even in the game. But besides maybe Horford, you know, they have some really good players, but they don't have, you know, no really big all-stars there. And Isiah Thomas, of course. But they can do some damage with some really good players, man. And I like to think that they can definitely go on ahead and make some moves this offseason. And I think today is going to be a very pivotal game on what Danny Ainge is going to do. Colin Hurd talked about earlier today that the Lakers, that this is today's game is something that the Lakers should be paying attention to where if Cleveland again is struggling with this team again without Isiah Thomas, then it's gonna look more like they can just let him go, make moves, and then go after Lonzo. Now Lonzo has reportedly said he doesn't even want to work out for the Celtics. He doesn't even want to do anything. It don't even matter. Let me be Danny Ainge. Look at here, you light-skinned bastard. You come in here. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you're working out with us. I don't care. I'll bring you your $300 flip-flops, your bald-ass father, and bring over. And don't forget them big baller woman T-shirts, because you know he got them new shirts out now. He got those stay in your lane woman tees now. You know, bring all that. I don't give a damn if you want to work out for us or not. We know that we need you. Because, well, we don't need you, but we know what you would be capable of doing if we put the right pieces around you, and that's very well capable without Isiah Thomas. And I think that tonight's game is going to showcase whether or not they move in a different direction. If they get completely blown out tonight, because you got to remember, when they had Isiah Thomas, it was bad for them. They got blown out terribly. I think he played 6 quarters, and all 6 quarters, they got absolutely demolished by Cleveland. But without him, they're starting to play better. They're moving the ball better. They're playing better defensively. They're playing better offensively. They're giving Cleveland trouble. And they're giving Cleveland trouble to the extent to where, I believe it was yesterday, might have even been today, where Tyronn Lue had said that he believes this Celtics team is giving them more trouble stopping them. So on the offensive side of the ball, Cleveland is having more trouble they would have more trouble defending this Celtics team than they would Golden State. Now, I don't know if that was just a shot. I don't know what that situation was, but, you know, to sit there and say that this Celtics team is giving them more problems to deal with or they will be tougher to defend than Golden State. I mean, I don't know. That might be a reach. But, you know, nonetheless, that is what the man said. And, you know, facts are facts, man. They're putting up good numbers without Isiah Thomas. They're playing really well. You know, you can very well say they should have won last game. They were in a position they had the lead. LeBron was in foul trouble. And then just Kyrie Irving decides to turn Super Saiyan and he goes off. Just kept the game close enough to where they didn't get destroyed, to where LeBron can then chip in, do what he does on top of Kyrie Irving continuing to go off, and Uncle Drew just went off, you know. So that right there is just a very interesting game. You know, I'll be watching tonight. By the time you guys hear this, the game would have already been started, or maybe you guys listen to this when it already played, so I don't know the outcome. But nonetheless, very important game, and I think this game possibly could well determine the future of Isiah Thomas in Boston. Because, again, as good as he is, they're playing well without him. They're playing great without him. So we'll see the direction where they want to go in. Another thing I want to talk about is, you know, if you guys follow me on Twitter, all you guys should be following me on Twitter. All you guys. Twitter.com/MrGoldenSports, man. Follow me. Why are you not following me? Why are you not following me? Every time I tweet, you should be there reading it, man. Because I tweet daily. I may not post videos every day. I might not stream every day, but damn it, I'm tweeting every single day. I'm tweeting daily. That's one thing you count on. Every single day I got tweets for you to read, man. Tweeting daily on these streets. But I tweeted that I got my son a soda drink hat. It's something that he wanted. And so I ordered it off Amazon and it came in yesterday. and he's walking around with 2 Sprite cans. Now, I know that's not the healthiest thing in the world, but I didn't have anything here. So until I can get some apple juice cans and stuff like that, something a little healthier, even though that's still full of sugar too. But it is something just a little healthier that I can find that can fit that. We went and got some Sprite cans and stuff like that. I tweeted it out, and IMAV tweeted back saying, he always wanted one as a kid, but he never got one. And it got me thinking when I was a kid, man. See, I'm older. You guys don't know. I just turned 30 in March. And back when things were just different when I was a kid, man. Going back, see, some of you young bucks don't know the difficulties of what it was like being a kid, man. You don't know what it's like trying to sneak on the internet with that loud-ass AOL. Oh, my God, it's so loud, man. Welcome. You've got mail. Damn, they stop snitching me out, man. Damn, my mama's in the next room. Snitching me out, man. I forgot to put the volume down, man. Hey, I'm just trying to hit up in these little chat rooms, see if I go out and hit up these little bitties. ASL, baby. Oh, where all my young bucks at, man? You were young then. Where all my OGs that remember that ASL, man? You go in the chat room, you doing a Birdman hair rub, and you log on, you hit a pretty young thing that you think is pretty. You don't know, but not too many people catfishing around there. You hit them up, and you're ASL. And some of y'all looking, y'all Googling that, do your Googles, man. Some of y'all don't even know what the hell ASL mean. Some of y'all don't even know what ASL mean, man. I'm going to tell y'all, man. Y'all don't even know. Age, sex, location. How old you are. Is you a man or is you a woman? And where the hell you live, girl. ASL. Things were just different when I was young, man. I remember all the games that I play now. This little bastard, he's got a Nintendo Switch. He's got his own Xbox One. He's got his own Wii U. He's got his own iPad. And this little nigga is spoiled. But he deserves it, though. He's an honor roll student. He's a straight A student. He's very well mannered, always please and thank you and stuff like that. And matter of fact, I played this for my stream. Let me go on ahead and play this for you guys one time. This is just a call I randomly got the other day. I'm gonna play it one time for the culture. Enter my password. Let me not tell y'all. I don't want y'all hacking me. Let me delete this save message one. This new message. May 23rd. Just I don't even want to hear it.
Message erased. End of new messages.
Listen to this message right here.
To listen to your messages, press 1.
This is his art teacher calling me. Listen to what she had to say.
To listen to your voice messages, press 2.
Let me not put her number out there, because I don't want some of you guys prank calling my son's art teacher. My son's art teacher talking about Little Rabbit Stroke need an A+, man. I don't need you guys out there harassing her and stuff like that. All right, but this is what she had to say.
1, 2. Duration 31 seconds.
Hey, good morning. This is Brooke DeCapua. I'm Jaydens' art teacher at Dunbar, calling to let you know that Jayden is a pleasure to have in art class. He is a great little artist. He's always willing to do the artwork. He loves to please, and he is a great student. You should be very proud of him. Take care and have a wonderful day, and I hope to have Jayden again next year. Take care. Bye.
So I heard that, and of course, as a father should, right? I felt proud, because I put a lot of time and energy into that little nigga, man. I try to craft him and mold him to be successful, right? And it is not easy trying to mold a kid into something, because there's so many bad influences, especially around where I live, right? There's a lot of kids is bad out in these streets, man. Kids is cursing, and he's telling me, kids is disrespecting the teacher, and they just be going off and just saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff, man. And it's not easy, man. But he's spoiled because he deserves everything, Always please. He always says please. Always says thank you. Again, very well mannered. Man, my pride and joy right there. A lot of people sit there and they will see him, and like my ex's family was just like, he's so quiet, like he's so amazing. He just listens, always, always respectful, and it's like, a lot of time and effort, goes into that. And, I'm very proud of how he's coming out to be. And, hopefully that can, continue. And I just let him know, you keep working hard in school, whatever it is you want. I'm always going to, get you whatever it is you want. He got telescopes and he's got games and he's got, whatever it is he wants. Not everything. There's certain stuff where I'll go on ahead and I'll say no. But for the most part, if he continues to work hard in school, I'll continue rewarding him because I want him to continue doing well. And if I have to, continue buying him stuff for him to keep doing good, well, damn it, that's what it is I'm going to do. As long as he keeps those grades up and as long as he keeps applying himself and doing well and, always being well-mannered and doing all that stuff, then he's going to continue to reap awards and stuff like that. But, anyways, man, I got to say, a little nigga spoiled. But like I said, it's well-deserved. But I remember when I was a kid, man, red light, green. Who remembers red light, green light, man? Sitting there, red light, green light. Mother May I? All these games that we used to play, man, and it's just, man, it really brings me back to my childhood and how it was with, me growing up. Again, I did not have my father. That's why me and my mother are extremely close. We have a very close relationship. She's always been there for me. She was the one doing everything for me, dropping me off, school, picking me up from baseball practice and coming to my basketball games. And it was always her. My father was around, but would just never wanted to participate in anything. And that's why I take being a father so serious. That's why I'm glad he's in my life. That's why I'm glad I won in court for him to remain with me. That's why I'm glad my baby mother went ahead and pretty much just stopped fighting it at one point. It was an uphill battle for her, and she just pretty much just gave up, and it was a dream come true, man, because I don't know what I would do without him. I really don't know what I could do without him, and not having a father figure, it's very easy to sit there and say, what, I'm not going to go on ahead and, like I turned out fine, he'll be all right. Back when we was going back when she wanted him, when we was going to court, could have been very easy. Like, you could have him, whatever. I'll see him on the weekends, whatever. If he needs anything, call me, let me know. He'll be all right. I'll be here when he needs me. That type of situation. But it's different. I wasn't. I had to learn everything from, my friends, the streets. The streets is what taught me, man, and my mother. But there's certain things that my mother couldn't teach me. Like there's certain things of shooting a jump shot I had to learn by myself, or my friends in the streets. Certain things I had to learn how to talk to a girl or how to deal with certain situations. And becoming a man is just certain things that a woman cannot help you with. And there's that's why I believe I'm such a sensitive softie. And that's how I am. I was just, I was raised by a female, and I didn't really have any male figure in my life. And I believe I'm I don't believe, I know I'm a softie. I can sit there and watch an abused dog commercial. I'll tear up. I'll sit there and watch these little puppies, man, and stuff like that. And the regular person might look like, oh, that's sad, man. But I'll watch and I'll just start tear up, man. I just get emotional. I watch movies. I'll watch Selena. Yeah, I'll cry, man. Why that little fat lady had to kill Selena, man? Man, Selena ain't do nothing wrong, man. Selena, bum. Selena was making hits, man. Selena was out there making hits. And she was about to get a farm and have kids, man. She was out there making hits, man. Little stupid-ass little chubby lady had to go in there and take Selena from us, man. Selena ain't had nothing to do with that, man. Selena was out here just making hits. And now she gone. But anyways, man. When I watch things, I put myself in that situation. That's how I watch, like, if I watch a movie and I see a son get killed in the movie, stuff like that, I picture how I would be, how I would take that. I don't just watch the movie as actors acting and, oh, damn, that's crazy. I sit there and like, damn, how would I be if I lost my son, And that's why I have the utmost respect for anybody who's ever done military. You'll never see me disrespect anybody from the military. You always see me with the utmost respect for anybody in law enforcement, for anybody in the military, because they're leaving their friends, they're leaving their family, they're leaving their children, their spouses behind to go protect our country. And that's something I could never do. Never. I couldn't leave my son for anything. There's people that put their lives on the line on a daily basis. Well, let me not say daily basis. I don't think they're in danger every single day, but you know what I mean. If any type of situation happens, they're out there fighting, and, I'm keeping my goofy ass home, playing NBA playgrounds and Madden, talking to you goofy bastards, So that's why I always, as soon as I find out anybody from the military that watches me and stuff like that, is just utmost respect. Thank you for your sacrifice. If there's anybody here that is in the military, even considering it, always thank you for your sacrifice, man. I'm honored to know that anybody from there watches me. I've had a few people hit me up on Twitter saying that they watch me, and there's nothing like knowing somebody from the military like watches your stuff. Like I've seen pictures of like soldiers huddled around like watching my Madden videos and stuff like that, and it's just like, wow, man, that's crazy to see stuff like that, man. That's insane, man. And I've gotten gotten DMs from people that I find out they're in the military, and they're like, man, listen, it's crazy out here, man, but you know what, you're goofy as hell, man, and I watch your videos every chance I get. Just kind of helps me escape, while I'm out here, and because they're in a crazy situation, man. They literally leave everything behind, man. So it's always the utmost respect, man, and I appreciate everything it is that you guys do and sacrifice and stuff like that, man. But but anyway, I gotta stay in his life. I want him to I know what my good qualities are. I know what my bad qualities are. I'm very respectful, very humble. Always hold the door for somebody behind you. Always please, thank you, even if I go to the corner. Like somebody who's not mannered, it gets under my skin. It bothers me. It bothers me whenever I see somebody not having proper manners or just proper etiquette that somebody should have. Even if it's at the corner store, even if somebody's, like I go to the corner store and, somebody will just buy stuff and they'll just grab the stuff and leave. And it's just like, what, like you can't just say thank you. Like they're there, they're working, they're serving you, it's whatever. Even if I just go and I just buy, Hershey bar for my son. So, thank you, have a good day. And it's crazy to think that, there's a lot of people not like that. So I make sure every time there's a situation like that, if he doesn't say it, what do you say? You sit there, you say please, you sit there, you say thank you. You let anybody know that is serving you in any type of way or doing you a favor, even if they're holding the door open for you. If they get you something, it's always, thank you and please and stuff like that, because it's, it's crazy out here in the hood, man. You go on ahead and you can Google Bridgeport, Connecticut, man. It is not a good place to live. It's not a good environment, man. And Connecticut definitely has some good spots. Let me not sit here and lie to you. We got Oprah with a house out here. We got 50 Cent with a house out here. We got mansions, and there is a very, very rich part of Connecticut. I used to work when me and my baby mother were together. We moved to Norwalk. Now, where I lived wasn't the rich part of Connecticut, but I worked in the next town over, which was Westport, Connecticut. And that right there, it's literally night and day, right? It's just a complete another side of life that you never even think of. I go out there and I start working there, and I'm seeing in the parking lot, man, I'm seeing Lamborghinis, I'm seeing Ferraris, I'm seeing Mercedes, I'm seeing BMWs, I'm seeing Aston Martins, I'm seeing Rolls Royces, I'm seeing some of the most expensive cars in the world just pulling up, people just driving up. I remember the first time I held a black card, man, that no limit card. I remember I'm at photo department, and some lady comes out. I'll never forget it, man. Some lady comes up. I'm like, I was born in the hood, man. Never had nothing to my name, man. My mom worked hard to give us what we need, man. But we was never in a situation where we could always get stuff where, we wanted. It's just mainly a single parent just working hard just to make sure we had the basic necessities. And sitting there, and I'm ringing somebody out a photo, and they want to play with the card, so I hold my hand out so I can scan their card, and I felt this heavy 5 pound, felt like they put a gold brick in my hand. I look and I see this black card, and I'm like, oh my god, is this what I think it is? I look up and she just gave me a smirk like, yeah, little nigga, that's a black card. That's a black card, little man. And I'm just like, wow, this thing is heavy. It's just so there are very good cities, which I'm sure a lot of places are like that, right? I'm sure there's a lot of places that have your really good areas, and you got places like here. It's the hood out in these streets, man. I was born and raised out here, man. So I'm trying my best to go on ahead and keep negative influences away from him. Give him them positive influences, and hopefully try to raise him well and raise him to be successful later on in life. And like I tell all my viewers, school is the most important thing in your life. You can literally be whatever it is you want. You can literally be whatever it is you want. If you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a sports trainer, if you want to be a sports agent, if you want to be a teacher, whatever it is you want, all you have to do is pay attention in school, get good grades. You can get a scholarship. They will pay you to go to school, and then you can go on ahead and you can become whatever it is you want. Like, that is no joke. This is why they say America is the land of freedom, the land of opportunity. You have an opportunity to become whatever it is you want. And this is the biggest thing I stress with my audience whenever I get into this mode of talking about how important school is. Don't ever let anybody influence your education. And this is what I mean. I never had an opportunity to go to college because I was always smart. Always started the year strong, getting them good grades because I didn't know anybody, so I'd keep my mind to myself. But the same personality you guys know me for is the same personality I have in real life. I'm a goofball. I'm the class clown. Something about having people laugh, something about having the power to make somebody laugh or smile, something that I feed off of that, something I always wanted to do, something that I just enjoy doing. And so I would just always get bad grades and barely string myself along with passing. Just did the bare minimum so I can go on ahead and move up to the next grade. And what prevented me from doing that are the people that I thought were my, quote unquote friends, people that I would go on ahead, my boys, my homeboys, I'd go and I'd, joke around and stuff like that. And do you know how many people from all the years I've went to school, all the people that I talked to, that I met from school, one person, which is my best friend, who's Omar, who I love very much. That's my homeboy. Met him when I was in the 3rd grade, I believe. There's nobody else. There could be people in the comment section that will go ahead and let you know how many people do they still talk to from high school, from middle school. But all those people would go on ahead and have you not paying attention because you want to joke around. Don't let those people that you are never going to see again in life influence or dictate your future. Because the last thing you want to do, and we all know people like this, your parents might be in a situation, you might be in a situation. You never want to be stuck at a job you hate, where you hate getting up every day. You dislike going. That's the last thing you want to do. That is one of the last things you want to do, because then you're just going to absolutely not be happy in life. There's just nothing. If you are going to spend 40 hours a week at a place that you dislike, you're just not going to be a happy person. There's just no way about it. There's no way. You just can't be happy going to work, spending 40 hours a week, sometimes even more, at something you dislike. And why do we go to a place that we dislike? Because we need money. And why do we go and work for somewhere that we dislike? Because we need money. Because we can't work at a job that we would really love. Why? Because we don't have the education, we don't have the experience, we don't have the background to get hired at a place like that. And that's why it's very, very important to all my younger viewers, which most of you guys are in school, man. Don't let anybody influence your education, man. That's why, I get proud when people hit me up on Twitter saying that they're in the honor roll or they're getting good grades. It's always keep that up, man. Keep that up. Go on ahead and be something successful. Get yourself a job that you love. I got lucky that YouTube came into my life and that you guys decided to change my life. Because I was working at Walgreens and I hated it, man. I hated it. Working for retail is not fun. Now, I love seeing, people. I'd joke around. I'd make the best of it, try and joke around with the customers and, try and have fun as much as I could. But for the most part, man, you're just sitting there at a job that I just disliked. Always being told what to do, always, you didn't do this good enough. You didn't do this fast enough. Why wasn't this done? And, you can't call out. It's just unhappy. That is the last thing you want to do, man. So I tell my son all the time, even though he's young, I tell him all the time, man, listen, you do good in school because you don't want to you want to have a job that you love. And he tells me all the time he wants to be a heart surgeon. I'm like, you know what, listen, if that's what you really want to do, worst case scenario, whatever the situation may be, I will pay for you to go to school. I'm saving up now. If that's what you want to do, I will pay for it. Hopefully you do good enough in school so I ain't got to do a damn thing, but if that's what you want to do, you got to work for it. You got to work for it, man. That's why, I tell him, if that's what you want, you got to get good grades. And he works for it. He works for, his switches and his Wii U's and trampolines and all this other stuff. He works for it. You do good in school, we'll keep rewarding you and stuff like that, man. So always, always, always remember, man, school is very, very, very important, man. Like, I see my mother go to work, to this day at a job she hates. She's not making too much, and she comes home feet hurting, standing on her feet all day, working at a factory, but she's got to do it. You don't want that to be you. You don't want that to be you. And even worse than that, you don't want, your quote-unquote friends that you're never going to see, that you're probably most likely never going to see again, to put you in a position like that, because you don't want to take school serious, or don't let these young things, and believe me, I know it's difficult when you got a bunch of pretty young things around you. I know it's difficult, man. It's difficult. It's tough. I know. But there's a saying, man, that they say that you will lose a lot of money. What's the saying goes? You'll lose a lot of money chasing girls, but you'll never lose girls chasing money. Kind of like, I think that's how the saying goes. Anyways, man, you just want to just try and work hard and get a job that you love, man. That's why I always, people tell me they do good in school, man. And that's what's up. I'm proud of each and every single one of you guys that take school serious, and each and one of you guys that are going to, amount to something, not become a statistic or not just live paycheck to paycheck. Because I've been there. Working for Walgreens when me and my baby mother got together, and, she had a son already, and now I'm taking care of a kid and her, $800 every 2 weeks, and rent was, $1,000. So, she already had her state benefits, and, I'm only making $600 extra, which is, just barely enough to get by. And it's tough, man. And that's the type of situation I pray that I never get to go back in, man. And that's why, like, a lot of people like to bring up, my YouTube numbers, like, yo, you're not growing, man. You're losing subs every day and stuff like that, which I am. I'm not growing whatsoever. Haven't grown in the past 2 years, but that doesn't bother me, man, because I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. You have no idea. Like, I'm sitting here being able to bring my son to school every single day, being able to pick him up every single day, being able to help him with his homework every single day, being able to just do the things that I could never do, that I never had done with me because my mom had to work every single day and stuff like that. So, like, stuff like that doesn't, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about, trying to grow or trying to make more money than I already am. Like, I'm fine where I'm at. Like, I don't, if things happen and I'm able to grow more, then listen, it is what it is, man. I'll be thankful. But if things stay the way they are and I just continue not to grow and I continue to get a handful of 1,000 views of video and stuff like that, like, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. So I don't worry about that stuff. It doesn't bother me. I'm not sitting here trying to think of what it is I can do to grow, stuff like that. I'm just thinking, as long as I can just stay where I am here, I'm fine, So if there's anything in the comment section you guys would like me to speak about, go on ahead and leave in the comment section. Maybe there's stuff about, like, relationships or stuff about fights or school or YouTube or anything, feel free, leave in the comment section, man. I'll definitely try my best to go on ahead and touch up on it and speak upon it and stuff like that in the future. So, but again, hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Again, I will try to get Rex on. Hopefully I can have him on and have that for you guys by Monday. I'm trying to see if I can get him on by the weekend, which would definitely be fun. You know who else I would really like to talk to? I would really like to talk to Wings of Redemption. I don't know if you guys know him, but some of you guys may. He's a YouTuber, and he had a stream. I watch his streams every now and then, and it's usually just, like, really depressing. He sits there and say he's like a 500-pound man, and he can barely walk, and he's getting like $200 a month from YouTube, and it's pretty much just like a washed YouTuber. And I would just love to have a conversation with him and just talk, man. Just talk some things about him, man, and just see what, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can make that happen there's just a lot of people I would love to talk to. I'm gonna try my best to pull some strings to see if I can get a chance, an opportunity to talk to, and we'll see if we can get that stuff going. But again, I'm just gonna keep this a Monday through Friday thing. For those of you who do, decide to tune in and stuff like that, hopefully you guys enjoy just hearing me talk about, whatever. Again, it'll be, stuff like today where we branched off of sports and just talk about, how spoiled this little nigga is, and talk about, how it was for us older folks when it was freaking 96 and we had those AOL CDs we had to pop in and go on the internet, and it was just crazy, man. When we had Napster, you guys don't even know about Napster. You guys don't even know about LimeWire. You guys don't know about LimeWire was later on, but Napster. You guys don't know about Napster, man. You guys don't know about those tough days as it was when we were young, man. It was different, man. It was so different from how it is today. Like, everybody had a house phone, and now you got cell phones that you can do everything from. Like, you can do everything from your phone today. It's crazy to think where we have gotten from to where we are. Like my son will sit there and he'll watch a video on Pong. I mean, I wasn't there for the Pong days. That was way before me. But he'll watch a game like that. What is that? Like, yeah, see, you don't know nothing. You grew up in the Xbox One era. Like, you don't know nothing about Nintendo, Super Nintendo, blowing a cartridge. And we all had that one friend that would blow the cartridge and spit. So you never let him. I know you're not blowing my dick. Put your shirt over it, man. Put your shirt over it and blow. I know I'm not the only one that will make somebody put their shirt over the cartridge and blow, because they be spitting. Hey, you're not spitting in my Street Fighter, son. You're not spitting all up in my Street Fighter, man, all right? Or the cartridge got a little too hot. What you do? You put it in the freezer for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or, back in the old days, man, it's just, man. A lot of memories, man. A lot of memories. I'm sure some of my OGs will go ahead and remember. I'm sure most of my audience is a younger variety. That's why I try to harp on you guys, man. Stay in school. Very, 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 very important to, get a good education. And again, do well in school. You just don't want to do, just have a job, man, where you're just not happy with, I think it was Joel Osteen. I bought his latest book, the audio CD, and I believe it was him, if I'm mistaken. But I think it's like you don't want to spend way too long doing something that I forgot exactly the way it is, how he worded it, but basically, like, you don't want to spend too much of your time doing the wrong thing. Like, you wanna find out what makes you happy earlier. And you want to go on ahead and try to see what you can do to make that a reality, so you can be happy with your life. Like, I'm extremely happy. I'm blessed. I am blessed. Now, I have some things that have been going my way. That haven't been going my way. I don't have good luck in the relationship department. My baby mother, I found out she was cheating and pogo hopping half of the other town. My ex, who I was engaged to, just decides to just call me one day and break it off because I don't text her enough. I don't have any good luck there, but I'm hoping to turn that around. I'm focused on trying to change that around one day. But I'm for the most part, I'm blessed. I do something that I love to do for a living. And one thing that I love to do is just talk, be around people, and try and make people happy and smile. My high school teacher, oh my gosh, she was so fine, bro. She was so fine. I don't remember her name, bro. But she was a blonde. I think it was Michaels. I think it was Miss Michaels. And somebody dig up the dirt on Miss Michaels, who worked at Bassick High School in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Somebody find out if she's there for your boy. And let me find out she got Twitter so I can slide on them DMs. She was so fine, bro. Oh, my God, bro. She was a thin, white, young thing, blonde hair. And whew, she was so fine, bro. And she used to tell me all the time, like, she was the first person ever. She was like, you know what I really want to do is I think you are really funny. Like, I really think you could be a comedian if you really put your mind into it. I really think that's something you could do. Would you be comfortable with me taking you around, like different comedy spots, and you can try it out and see how it goes. And of course, I was like, yeah, that sounds cool, but I never took it serious. But I think that's, she's so fine, man. But I think that's something that, I could see myself doing. I love to make people laugh. I've always been like that since a kid. It's just something about, again, having that power of making somebody laugh is just it's a very powerful thing. So I love what I do for a living. I love being a YouTuber or an online personality, because I get to talk to you guys, I get to interact, and I get to try my best, to be goofy and just be laughing, and which is something I love to do, man. I love to do with the passion, So hopefully you guys have inspirations to do whatever it is you love to. Listen, even if you want to be a porno star, man, listen, I'll even give you a name, man. Here's a good name. Your first name's gonna be Hung. You're gonna be an Asian porn star. Even if you're Latino or black or white, and your last name's gonna be Low. That's it. That's your porno name, Hung Low. There you go, man. Listen, if going on ahead and having sexual activities with a whole bunch of HIV infested females for a paycheck makes you happy, then listen. Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't let nobody tell you no. Like, what if my son came up to me and he told me he wants to be a gynecologist? I don't know whether to go, yo, my nigga, or you nasty. I wouldn't know how to do it, but listen, if that's what you really want to be, little man, listen, we're going to buy you a whole bunch of gloves. We're going to have you fiddling with them lips, and we're going to have you see if, what you can do is good, baby. We're going to work it out, man. But anyways, man, that's the end of today's episode, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Going ahead and leave a hashtag number 3. The hashtag 3. If you guys enjoyed it, leave in the comment section some feedback, man. I think these things, a lot of people saying they're enjoying it, but the comments aren't really, flowing like that. Leave a comment, man. Whatever it is you would like to talk about, whatever it is you want me to talk about, or if I touched on something you want me to elaborate, or just whatever, just, feel free to hit that comment section, man. Greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoy, man. Again, appreciate you guys for always. I will love you guys forever for changing my life, man. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, we're going to be signing out. Peace.